All right, come on, baby. We're back. Part 2. Live stream jump on. Let me get on with my phone real quick. It's Monday, third podcast of the day. Did part 1 on this one this morning on the channel. Did Bible study podcast with Brian Knight this afternoon. Been coaching on the page. Zoom, text, calls. Got tons of meets coming up. AO2 this weekend. We have Vegas about 9 days out for the ladies. Everyone's getting excited. And, of course, Arnold around the corner with so many meets. GWL, so we're rocking and rolling. It's been a great day. Hit the 10-mile run today. Just on fire every day. Just attack at full speed. Penlay method. Max effort, everything you do. Yeah, and there's some days just to relax. I'm not saying don't relax. I'm not saying just to, you could chill and, play some video games. But the days that you decide to go, let's go. Let's go hard. Don't hold back, no limits. Go hard in everything you do, man. Penlay method. Max effort, everything you do. Yeah, there's some days just to relax. I'm not saying don't relax. I'm not saying. All right, I'm live on YouTube on my phone, so let's get the chat coming in, and we'll pick up where we left off here with Sleepy Lifts as he's writing in his journal for his goals. So let's see here. Okay, lifetime goals, 140 snatch, 170 clean and jerk, 220 back squat, 180 front squat. He's writing something down for overhead press, military. Is he writing 120? Dang, that'd be very, very good. Listen, I've seen this guy lift last video. I've gotten to know Sleepy a little bit. I think the bar's too low here. Lifetime goals. I would have to ask him. Look, he could be humble. But 140, 170 is too low. By the way this athlete moves, his mindset, I feel this man. I feel him. We are connected. Why not 160, 190? 150, 180, 170, 200. The squat's going to be way more than 220. 227 minimum, that's 500 pounds. Front squat should not be 80, it should be 82, which is 400 pounds. But even that, minimum 200 on the front. But listen, this is just a compliment. He's probably just being humble here, which I respect him for that. But he needs to up these numbers, and so do you listening. I love the fact that Sleepy here is writing it down, though. Get the journal out. Put your goals down. I did that one video on Instagram and YouTube where I talk about writing down everybody in front of you and the ranking system. So here in America, go to USA Weightlifting, find out your ranking. What are you, 50th, 70th, 100th, 100th? It doesn't matter. Write down every single name, every single total before you in a book, on the bathroom mirror with lipstick, whatever it may be, and just knock them off one by one. See, I was kind of an athlete chaser. I wasn't really a big numbers chaser. You got to remember something too. I had no say in what I lifted, ever. Never, ever, ever. There was never a meet where I said, this is what I want to do. I'd go to a meet, I did what coach said, I lifted. I was very robotic, by the way. I was very robotic. I was a machine is what I was. And I just wanted to beat anybody in front of me. I smelled blood. I wanted to chop your head off, and I would drink the blood out from your head. I'd pour your head into my throat. I would eat you alive. And that's what I did to every single person in front of me. I sucked their blood like a vampire. And so I was very athlete driven. I'm going to beat this person, this person, this person. Oh, then I'll be 40th. Then I'll beat this person, this person, and this person. Then I'll be 30th in the country. Gosh, this person's been beating me a lot. I'm going to beat this person. All the way down to top 20, 15, 10. Then it comes to the big boys, top 5, podium battles, national meets. All the way down to 0. There's no more blood to suck. Now, I'm not saying I stayed on top forever. They did the same thing with me. It went reverse, right? Oh, now John's number 1. We got to beat him. And they did. And then I took it back. And then I got beat. And then, I was ringing around the rosy for the podium throughout my entire career. I never stayed just number one. It was always a battle, internationally, nationally, you name it. So, I guess my point is it's really good to have these numbers. Everyone needs to write their goals down. I write lifetime goals, this year goal, the next 2-year goal, local meet goal, national meet goal, but also write down the ranking and the person in front of you. Be athlete hungry, not just numbers hungry. Because guess what? Numbers don't matter. You look at my resume, for example, nobody cares what I hit. Nobody ever asked me, oh, what'd you hit? They just know that I'm this. I've won this meet. Here's my resume. The only thing in front of my resume are just gold medals and teams. The numbers don't matter. Beat athletes in front of you.
Work hard for. To be honest, they weren't just based on performance, but also on plate aesthetics. 140 is 2 reds and 1 green. 170 is 3 reds.
See, this flippin' guy, man, I love this guy. Who is this guy? I don't even know his name yet. You can't find his name anywhere on the internet. Can somebody please find out this man's name? But we'll call him Sleepy for now. He is my new best friend. I love everything he says. Look at this now. He's counting colors, being intimate with the color on the weight. I can't tell you the last time I actually counted weight. I just know I color count. And that's what you got to do, is setting goals and lifts for the day. Yeah, 140s, 2 reds and a green. Even if I have an athlete that's lifting in like pound plates or, or they're lifting with, pound plates, big black plates where you can't see the color, right? I always still say, 140, 2 reds and a green. What did Tim Walker just hit some pound plate lifts that are black? Well, they're kilo. No, they're pound plates, but they're black. He hit 120 in the CJ. He's kind of on a reclimb from a groin issue. And I just said, hey, 120, 2 slabs of beef. Now, they weren't technically 2 slabs of beef, but you get my drift, right? 200K, okay, 3 reds and a yellow. 170, 3 reds. 110, red and blue. 91K, 200 pounds, red, green, small halves. And so you just count the colors. Build a relationship with the colors, like Sleepy's doing here.
180 front squat would be 4 blues, and a 220 back squat would be 4 reds.
Gosh, look at this production. This guy's got this video. These videos are just great.
But there are also numbers that, to me, feel like thresholds of being somewhat of an advanced lifter at my body weight of around 88 to 94 kilogram. I'm so relieved that I now understand what kind of training actually guarantees progress. Maybe it's not the most optimized program where you find the minimum effective...
There's no such thing as program. That's bullshit. And in basically, in a sense, that's what he's saying. I'm just going to be a little more sharp with it. A program is a structure, it's a blueprint, it's guidance, it's team bonding, it's team push. It's really all about team. What a program does, especially what a team program does, it brings everyone together as a unit, and in numbers you're strong. And that's my take on a program. The greatest program in the world is no program at all, because if an athlete is on the best program in the world but doesn't believe in the program, they're going to fail. If the athlete's on the worst program in the world, but they believe in the program, they're going to succeed. It all comes down to coach-athlete relationship and team push. Program means nothing. And that's what weightlifters get so caught up on, is they're just out for this. If they just are on the right program, or here's one that fits them, well, that means you're just looking for comfort. That means you're looking for something that feels good, that fits right. You're looking for a suit to buy. Okay, it's not supposed to feel good. Like Dave Spitz told me in the YouTube video, there's no crying in weightlifting, John. Yeah, I used to cry all the time in weightlifting. I'd be in pain every day of my life in weightlifting. The tendonitis was so bad. The shin splints were so bad. I was never comfortable. That's why I put down a pack of smokes every single day. Any chance I get, I'm just putting down nicotine. I'm in survival mode in weightlifting. How can I survive the day? Yes, who can train the hardest? Yes, but how can I survive without dying? And therefore, medals were achieved. But I love what this athlete's saying, Sleepy here. Push the training and color count, get after it. It's good stuff. Oops, sorry.
And stick to it. But I know that if I train, eat and sleep the way I plan, there will be progress and it's no longer guesswork. Over the past 2 years, I worked up to a 130 snatch.
So his goals are 140, 170. He just hit 30 here like nothing. I just saw him in that one meet. He hit 150 in the CJ. He's got fire shoes. The Asics are fire. So this is a good example because maybe he's about to say it. I need to stop talking to so much, but maybe he's about to say, "Hey, I set the bar too low when I made my goals. I trained hard. I trusted the process. I've learned a lot. I've grown with the relationship with the bar, and all of a sudden now I'm hitting 30-50 going, wait a minute, I'm going to definitely pass 40-70. And that's okay. Make new goals.
A 158 clean and jerk.
By the way, I think his body weight is good. 85 now with the new weight change. I think 85 is good for him. He looks good. He looks filled in. I'm the number one guy that'll tell you if you're not eating. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to blow smoke. Most weightlifters are too skinny these days. But this athlete right here looks filled into his body type. So, that's good. He's a good lifter. He just needs to keep going. Whatever he's doing, he just needs to keep doing it. The best program in the world is just time. That's it.
And a 205 back squat. In the following training block, I power cleaned 135.
Oh yeah, baby!
Snatched 130 off blocks.
Good.
And front squatted 165 for a double.
Good. He's a strong lifter. He needs to get some Attitude Nation straps, though. I'll send him a free pair if he hits me up. I like the Arnold poster as well. Anybody have an Arnold poster in their gym? Great poster there. These are good lifts. I want to know how long he's been lifting. Maybe I need to go back to his last video and listen a little carefully. But, it seems like he's only been lifting for a few years. What? No, it showed clips of him lifting when he was real young. But he still looks young here. I bet he's been lifting for 7 years. Probably hard, elite professional weightlifting training probably for the last 3 years, if I had to guess. Look, am I right, Sleepy? DM me. Am I right? 7 years total, 3 years elite. Watch me be right.
I was around 93 kilogram body weight, but unfortunately I got sick. When I recovered, I decided to follow a diet because I ate as much as I could for the last years.
No. Sleepy, you're killing me. Gosh, see, I know I got to keep watching. And I'm not going to be negative. I love this guy. But brother, don't change what's not broken. You're doing great. These lifts are phenomenal. Look, you got sick. Okay. But the last thing you need to do is come back on a diet. Well, let's hear what he has to say here.
And was feeling very bloated all the time. Training in a calorie deficit after being sick was miserable.
What are you doing? What advice is this? Gosh, he's got great technique. I love his feet. He's got good feet. Why in America does the feet... now things have changed with enough slow-mo videos. We've talked a lot about this on the podcast, but boy, that was a big fight for me back in the day. Not only the contact and the arched-angel and everything I teach, the street weightlifting I've been teaching, so many rocks were thrown at me back in the day, which, I've been vindicated on. But one pushback was always the feet. I don't know. It was just really strange. People just didn't want to jump under the bar, which is odd because in CrossFit and stuff, they teach jumping up, which is ludicrous. But for some reason, I don't know, maybe it was just throw rocks at John North back in the day on Reddit, but he's got great feet. He's got great technique. No need to diet if your weight's good.
I just called that training block pain. But now I'm almost back to where I was, but with the bonus of being 4 to 5 kilogram lighter. So I maxed out my power movements, and I would say my ratios of powers to full lifts were always at the lower range, what is considered normal. I was pleasantly surprised that I hit 100 so high and even managed to get a 1 kilo PR of 106. But the 110 was a bit too deep to consider power. But I'm always thrilled when I hit a power snatch and it doesn't go into the full squat. I also power cleaned 130 easier than ever. But the 137 attempts, especially the first one, was just a full clean. But the second was again like the 110. I was thrilled that I was able to almost got it, but I wouldn't consider it power. Still a good day though. The 110. I was thrilled that I was able to.
That was power to me.
Was just a full clean.
That's full. The second one's power.
But the second was again like the 110. I was thrilled that I was.
I'm missing the pause, but that is. I mean, you guys can see it. That's Sleepy. That's power. Your 137 is on the line, baby. I mean, I give it to you. I give it to you for sure. His technique is really good. I love the fact that everything we've seen from him from last video to this video is just the classic lifts. You know, of course, with squats, he's doing power cleans, clean and jerks, snatches, power snatches, off the block cleans, back squats, front squats. He's just classic practice weightlifting. I love it. It's really good stuff. I don't know what's going on with the diet, but you know, hey, it'll shut me off if it'll shut me up if proof's in the pudding. You know, that'll shut Coach up.
Able to almost got it, but I wouldn't consider it power.
It was power.
Still a good day though. So unfortunately for a weightlifter, I always had a big problem to get my back and my legs stronger. But if I
Levi. Sorry.
have one strong point of my body, it's everything pressing. I already overpressed 100.
Okay, we need, you know, I love the let's get stronger philosophy from Sleepy. I love it. Let's get stronger in our press. Great. More is better, as Tim Walker would say. I get it. And he made that clear last video. But I did 0 presses besides cool down push presses. The one no crying weightlifting one, we were doing presses, very rare, usually in a complex. We never put any stress on them or any targeted like emotion. We never talked about presses. We hardly did them. It didn't matter. Get good at the lifts, win everything, kill everybody. You know, kind of that mindset of be a one-trick pony and be very disciplined at the classic lifts. Hi, buddy. I love you. I'm on the podcast. You say hi to everybody? Yeah, you want to say hi? Say hi. Oh, you're shy. But that's just my take. This is just Sleepy's a phenomenal athlete. We'll see what he says here, though. But presses will get you better. I'm not saying they won't. I'm just saying, you know, we never did them, and we were pretty good.
And this training I also decided to max out my bench press since I incorporated it in the last training block. And to my surprise, I managed to hit 140 fairly easy. The 145, I think I pressed it too much away from my face. But I didn't bother to try it again. I was already stoked about the 140.
There we go. Okay, look at this, man. Sleepy's the dark orchestra. He is the old blog. Look, classic lifts. He's got the piano music going, the cursive. Classic lift max out. I love that too, how that's titled. Hey, we got Oh, cool, brother. Hey, thanks, Joe. Thanks for listening. Let's go. This is fun. I love doing these screen share videos. It's super fun. And thanks for listening. But yeah, Sleepy's doing the classic lifts max out. Little max out Friday, cow strength style. So let's see what he's got. 100K here.
I also had a surprisingly good Big Friday. The warm-ups felt great for the snatch.
You know he watched the cow. Listen, I'm not being prideful here. I was part of something amazing, just a part of it. But you know he watched the old school cow strength boom days. We max out Friday. Look at this. This is great. And one of my big pet peeves with weightlifters these days is they don't max out on Fridays. Now, I don't know if he does a max out every Friday. Dad. Yeah, buddy. Oh, get those big shoes. Mommy's shoe, daddy's shoe. Yeah, I don't know if he did a Friday every Friday like we do, but if he's doing a few max out Fridays per month, that makes me super happy. We're keeping the boom days going. We're keeping that mindset going. And I thank Sleepy for that. That's great. PFs, by the way, I would have went 105 to 10. I like small jumps, especially on an 85 kilo weightlifter when his best snatch is in the 130s. He's on the comeback here from being sick. I don't know what his best recline PR is. It might be probably around 15, 20. Some athletes do good with big jumps. That's fine. I get it. I mean, I went 150 cold with Travis Mash, so there's a time and place for everything. But I'm a small jump, little rest type guy. I like taking little rest, and I do 5 kilo jumps all the way up from the bar. So for anybody that's trained with me, they know I'm telling the truth. I go click, clack, click, clack, click, clack, click, all the way up, baby. I catch a zone and a rhythm you've never seen before, and it's scary. But no, I mean, this is a nice 10.
I did 2 waves, the first one up to 120.
See, that's a good jump. I like the 15 to 20, of course. He's getting up there, so it makes more sense. He's got great technique. The only critique I would give him is just I wish he had more eagle lock. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20. I could sit here and quarterback coach all day. He's a phenomenal lifter. His technique is great. I just love to see his chin drop, his torso lean forward more, keeping the eyes straight, but just stretching that bar behind his head a little more, putting more load on the back rather than the delts. But then again, Donnie Schenkel, Wes Kitts, many great weightlifters, Norik Vardanian, lift with more of a vertical lock. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. The fan. The fan's going. You want to go see Mama? Daddy's on the podcast. Beautiful 15. Nice 20. Sleepy, let's go. Beautiful 20. Look at this. Good. See how he settled in there? Yeah. You want to put the socks on? See how he settled in the depth for a few seconds? Almost kind of, it was about to stand up, but then settled back, held it for 2 seconds, caught the stability, and then stood up. Pro lifting right there. This is street weightlifting. This is good for people to watch. Next time you guys max out, do the same thing. 1 sec. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put socks on. You ready? Good. There's one. Yeah. And then one more. Ready? There you go. Perfect. Good job. You're welcome. Love you. All right.
And the second one was supposed to end at 122.
Good. Okay. Good. By the way, I like the staggered jumps here with the waves. You know, I don't know the full workout, but the 22, then the 18. So this is like Ilya Lin. This is an Ilya Lin approach. Okay, 1 sec. I need to grab my wife and see if she can help me with Levi here. Come here, buddy. Okay, go see Mama. Hey, Mama. Yeah, he's been great. He's been my little buddy. He's just, he just needs some help. I can't, my ADD's kicking in. All right, there we go. So definitely an Ilya Lin style here with the staggered waves. I don't know if they were put on paper before the session, but either way, really solid.
But but I missed 2 attempts very closely. So I just put 1 kilo more.
So his torso is pulling under the bar. He's pulling him. He's not turning his torso through the bar. This would just be my only feedback. I know he's not asking for my feedback, but just for the podcast is to turn yourself. Use the spin of the bar, not just to pull yourself under, but to pull yourself through. Turn the bar back as you turn yourself through, getting into that ego lock. The only thing I'm thinking about once that finish is complete, right? In the finish, you're leaned back, you're in that arched angel, is I'm thinking how hard and fast, how much torque can I produce to pull myself in front of this bar, right? I never think under the bar, ever. Pull under, never. Not once in my entire life have I thought pull under. Pull through the bar, get in front of the bar and the lockout.
Or for some extra motivation.
There you go. So this is the best thing I've seen. I'm telling you right now, these sleepy videos are the best thing on the internet. Okay, just because I'm throwing my 2 cents out on some technique, in my opinion, doesn't mean I'm throwing shade, of course. It's just my opinion as a coach. And again, granted, I do have an extreme technique. I understand that. But these are the greatest videos on the internet for weightlifting. Yes, Seb, Weightlifting House, my boy Nat, my boy Seb, Hook Grip, Weightlifting House. I love, yes, the GOATs, but just this authentic, just individual lone wolf sleepy guy that's putting together these lifts and this great video and commentary. These are the best videos on the internet. This advice to go a kilo up, if Will Hawkinson's listening, he's loving this right now because we do this all the time in training. If you're missing, put a kilo on, spike the adrenaline, make it. It almost works every time. Because see, society says, no, be done, move on. 3 misses, you're done. We say not only are we going to continue, but we're actually going to add more weight and make it. When you go against the grain, sometimes it gives you a high that makes you make big lifts. And there it is. Look at that, 123. Kilo more. With a big bar slam.
I have to say I love exactly attempts like this when you have a good day and you manage to find exactly the weight where it feels like you are doing everything right.
Now I tell you right now, if I'm sitting in that chair in front of him, I'd have him keep going up. Like no limits. No fucking limits. I'd have him go up. Now, you have a few bad misses, you're getting really fatigued, you got to save it for the CJ. I understand there's a time to move on, right? I've been doing this long enough to know when I need to move on or when an athlete needs to move on. But that 23 was money in the bank and very strong. I'd say, Sleepy, put on 25 and make it. Let's go. 100%.
You pull the bar as high as you can and you just fit under it.
And I can't get over you, so let me dream, if my dreams can come true.
I didn't have much hope for the clean and jerk session since I'm again ramped up my squat volume very high. But although I also had a big error in the clean again, where the bar crashes on me and I'm not able to stand up immediately.
Won't you let me dream? If my dreams can come true.
He's good. He's being hard on himself. It's not a bar. I wouldn't call that a bar crash. He just double bounced the clean. The squatting should not affect the lifts like this. I would disagree with that. I think that if you always should be squatting hard, like Sleepy does. I just eat more food. He mentioned diet. I'd love to stay on that more. I'd love to know more about it in the video. But if you're squatting that hard and you're training hard every single day like Sleepy's doing, you got to up the food. 8, 9, 10,000 calories per day. All he's going to do is burn it and use it. Okay? I don't see any candy. There's no Snicker bars. There's no Sour Patch Kids. Got to have the candy to spike for the CJ. He probably does. I just don't see it. Okay? Just got to eat more. Got to eat more. The legs should be numb. Shouldn't feel the legs. Period.
I was still able to hit 95% or 150.
That's a good spit out right there. It's a good spit out right there. It's a really solid spit out. You know, you got to be an athlete to get spit out like that. You know, missing like that takes talent. That was good. It's scary. He was going back. I've obviously been there, but when you could push yourself back and get out of that safely to live another day, that's huge. Good fight.
I know you remember.
See, he's got, gosh dang it, if he cleans it, he'll jerk it. Sleepy's got a mean jerk, which was one thing that held me back in my lifting, of course, is my jerk. You know, I'm just going to be honest here. I'm just going to say this, and some of you guys might throw shade, and this might sound like a cop-out or an excuse, but God did not gift me with a good jerk lockout. I don't know. I've had the greatest coaches in the world coach me for 20 years, and we've tried everything. And was I able to pull off big CJs and win meets and do well in the sport? Well, yeah, obviously, yeah. But was my jerk always rough and always 2-to-1 and always wiggly, and my just elbows didn't lock and just held me back on what, you know, I could do, especially for how good my clean was? For sure. And sometimes you're just not gifted genetically. That's one. I mean, in the snatch and clean, I've been thankfully gifted. And you guys know that. That's just an honest fact. But when it comes to the jerk, I just was not and am not. And so if I struggled in the clean just a little bit, the jerk was most likely not going to go. I had to make my cleans look effortless, and then I would maybe make it. So me grinding a clean, everyone just knew North's not going to make it. I mean, almost every single meet, I'd be ahead in the snatch by a pretty good amount. And everybody would be chopping their lips going, we got him. Now, most people would be like, what are you talking about? This is A-Session Nationals. North's like 8K up on the snatch. What do you mean you're confident? Well, because I'd be the last person to open in the snatch, and I'd be one of the middle cats to open in the CJ. I mean, not the middle, but toward more in the mix. Okay, and so you got to know your competitor. That's why you have to be athlete hungry. This is another good example of know your competitor. They knew I wasn't good in the jerk, so they had me sometimes. But Sleepy's one of these cats that, man, he's going to make everything if he cleans it. That's very good. That's very good to have. He's got a great jerk. See, again, I don't know why I didn't go up, you know. It would look good to me. Put more weight on the bar. I mean, I'm saying this out of compliment. I'm not being mean or being negative or throwing shade. I'm saying this because I'm so excited about Sleepy as an athlete. He's good for more in that session. He was good for 25 in the snatch, and he was good for probably 55, 60 in the CJ. Well, that he could come back and say, well, that's an all-time PR. Exactly. Do it. Who's in the gym telling him to do it? That's what he needs. See, this is a perfect example of an athlete like this who's extremely talented, extremely gifted, extremely athletic and very strong, and has a great mindset. He's the full package. He needs a coach in a chair in an old Adidas sweatsuit, smoking a cigarette, saying, put more weight on the bar. I don't give a fuck how you feel. That's it. That's all he needs. Period.
Since I lost a couple of kilograms of my body weight.
See, that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. If I came in light, do you understand how much trouble I would get in? Ask Donnie, ask anybody. We weighed in every single morning. Oh my gosh. If I came in 2K light or a couple, do you know the hell that would be released on me all day in training? And then the amount of food that coach would force me to eat in front of him. Do you know the Pizza Hut buffet down the street and how I've written blogs, I've done podcasts on this. he would take me there and force me to eat like 15 slices of pizza until I'm vomiting. I mean, everyone knows the Hooters story, etc. Or he would take me to his house and feed me spaghetti that was like abusive. No. We didn't show up to training light. There was no few kilos under. It's called eat more food. It's called I don't give a fuck if you have to go to the Burger King drive-thru before bed and put down a meal is like 3,000 calories. You get a Big Mac, fries, a Coke, and throw in a McChicken, and there's 4K. Put it down before bed. Eat peanut butter. Keep the kilos up. You're lifting amazing weight. Look at this guy. He's lifting huge weight consistently. He's a great athlete. He's a great guy. There is no such thing as 2 kilos down. I mean, listen, I'm a hypocrite. I get it. I just got done saying I came in light sometimes and I'd get in trouble. It was hard. I'm not saying it's easy. And again, I'm saying this out of love, out of motivation. And you know what? I could be totally wrong with this specific athlete, right? If he's got a coach, a nutritionist, and they know what they're doing and he's making progress and he's happy, then fine. Don't listen to me. This is just my opinion. I'm just a guy on a mic yelling. But my yell does come from passion. Oh, I just got signed out. Check 1, 2. Am I still live, guys? Comment if you can. So that's just my 2 cents. Sorry for getting fired up.
I wanted to see how that affected my jumping capabilities, and normally I don't train the jump in any way, but when you see Shizi Young, who is quite a bit smaller than me, I wanted to see how far I'm off. And it was actually the first time in my life that I was able to hit the rim, so at least a little success. I know my numbers and my goals are far from international level, but I still want to document these final steps of my journey.
No. Stop. This athlete is international level. Why is he not believing in himself? Who the hell is this guy's coach? You need to believe in yourself. Sleepy, you are 1,000% capable of making an international team for wherever you're from. Somewhere, obviously, European. Brother, you can do this, man. I am literally your number 1 fan. Stop with this whole, my last chapter, I'm just going to document my climb. No. If you're not winning nationals and going to the Olympics, I'm going to fly out there and I'm going to freaking chain you to a platform and be your full-time coach and move my whole family out there.
And who knows if I will even be able to catch them all. There are so many factors, work, injuries, stress. But right now, I'm just happy to keep on trying.
Okay, good video. Love him to death. Love everything about him. He needs to eat more, get off his diet. He needs to go a little heavier on max day, and he needs to believe. This is my critique, and he needs to believe in himself. He can make a team and lift bigger than 40-70. And those are all coming from love. So that's my 2 video critique on Sleepy. A+, great guy. 1 out of 10. He's a 20. And hopefully, maybe he takes some of my advice. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe I'm wrong on everything. Again, I fall short. I'm a sinner. I make mistakes. So let's see here. I do got to go, but that was super fun. He's got the A6. This was a good video. I'm excited for his next one. Let's see.
But that I had to work hard for.
Sometimes you'll get some good how to weightlift videos on the side here, and So we did all positivity. We did the other one we did the other day was just an absolute train wreck of coaching. That's an understatement. And then this one was absolutely A+ fantastic. So look at this. Here's just a random training video of some guy. This is fun.
It's interesting how.
Oh wait, hold on. This is it's not
you know,
sleepy.
one.
All right, here we go. This is what I love doing here. Just finding some random guy. You know, Sleepy's got a massive following, and he's doing the production stuff. But here's just a guy in a garage lifting weights for the love of it. The duality of training. And if you think I'm kind of copying Dylan Cooper's style here with breaking down people's lifts, I kind of am. Dylan's the man. So, you know, we're in it together. So it's kind of fun. Rechamp1. Anybody know this guy? Reach out to him. Here, I'll like his video, even though I don't know if I'll like it. But all right, let's watch this guy. Who's with me? Last one. It's only 9 minutes. I'll make it fast. The duality of training. Rechamp1. Reed. First of all, already he's got no shoes on. I don't know why that is, but I'm okay with it. Spencer Mormon 161. He's got a good ego lock. I like the torso turning through, the chin down, the eyes straight, the wrist back. He's punching back on the bar. Looks like he's got a pretty nice bar. Could be a double ring bar. Look at the bar behind him. It's a double ring. But look, he's got good plates. It's a good garage gym. All right, here we go.
One session from another, or even a week of sessions from another, can be so vastly different with maybe even similar outcomes. You know, this was my last Friday. You know, supposed to do a 2-rep max snatch. I think clean and jerks were just like singles at like 87%, and then I was loading up to do a 2-rep max front squat. Snatching went pretty good. You'll see that in a little bit. Clean and jerks went awfully. I'm just to a point where I just don't really know what.
His mobility is fantastic. Absolutely amazing mobility. He looks focused and ready. I don't mind the program. I hate doubles. Unless you Korean rep them. They just take too long to hit the second one. But I think the program is good. Max double. Going right into like an 87% CJ, which is like last warm-up. So pretty heavy but challenging, but also you get to work on technique. And then what do you say? I can't remember. Double front squat, max. So good heavy day here. I like that.
To do for, you know, the jerks anymore, and in a little bit you'll see what I'm deciding to try.
Okay, so you know, my advice, and again it's only from love, is I want to see the bar work more. I want to see the snatches with the bar. I want to see 40K, 50K, 60K. I want to see the lighter lifts on how they look. How's the speed? How's the technique? And then what kind of jumps are you doing? You know, in my opinion, your viewers want to see what your workup is. What does it look like? That's one thing I love about like Weightlifting House and Hook Grip with Nat, is they really show the workup in a lot of their videos. I think people like to almost see the workup more than they like to see the top lifts. And so that'd be my advice here. But nice 80 though. I like this 80. Good, nice flip down.
But and then the 2-rep max front squat. I was really looking forward to like.
He's got really good technique. I like the flip down and the doubles, kind of, you know, like a half a Korean rep. A full Korean would be keeping his ass on the ground and then just flipping it down from there and rolling it back. Koreans can be kind of tough, but I love the flip down. He's got good rhythm. His body weight looks good. He's filled in nice. So I think his grip is too wide. Like I would move his grip a little closer to the rings.
I really wanted to do 140.
Ooh.
For 2.
Okay.
And I got
Dang.
one.
Who is this guy?
And then I actually, once I failed the first one, you'll see.
140. Is he talking pounds? What's going on here? Who is this guy? 140 snatch. He looks good right here. You could tell though the heavier the weight gets, the more vertical he gets, the more load on the shoulders. It should be the exact opposite. You should be getting more and more ego lock as you get heavier. You could obviously, with my lifting, I get more and more eagle lock in the pull through. And so that just tells me he's not warmed up enough. He's not sweating. By the way, 84K, I don't know what his top snatch is. He said 40. It's crazy. I just didn't expect that for some reason. Like kind of an unknown name guy with 62 views. Not to be mean, I'm just saying. But dude, listen, even at the top of my game when I was snatching like 65, 70, it's at 80 kilos, I was sweating. That's how I warmed up. I tell my athletes this all the time. I was sweating. I was warming up fast. And when I mean fast, by moving fast, small jumps. There's no sweat on this guy. That's going to hinder the mobility.
And then I tried again, got the first one, missed the second one. Regardless.
Straps. What the heck?
One thing I can be happy about from this day was snatches went really well.
There you go. There, look at this. Look at this. Love this guy. Look at this. Where did he learn this? This is some street weightlifting. Where did he learn his technique? I always ask that to people when they have street weightlifting technique. Where did you learn this? Who taught you that right there? That's money. I mean, I would even want him more stretched. I'd even lean more forward, but I'm crazy. But it really good. Look at that. And by the way, no straps on doubles. Freak, you're a monster.
This, like 84 for a double, and then I went up to like an 88, I think.
Okay, so I didn't get what he meant by 140 in the snatch. So I don't think he's snatching 140, but this is a nice, 84, 56, 86.
It's like 189 pounds, I think. And that was a really good set.
Pretty good.
So then I decided I was going to end there, and I'm like, well, whatever. So I tried 90.
Good.
And I got the first one really good.
Good for you.
And I just missed the second one. And that's like really good progress, in my opinion.
Oh, look at that.
I
love this glass. Look at that lock. Really nice. Money. He could get lower, though. Sink. What's his name? Reed? Sink, Reed. Lower. Stop fighting the depth. You could get 2 to 3 inches lower right now. And if you shake your head and say, John's crazy, no, I'm not. You can. Sink lower. I'll see how he misses this because that looked great. Doubles are tough, though. Reed, doubles are tough.
would say the last 2 weeks, I've been able to snatch 90. At least I think the week before this, it was for a snatch plus overhead squat.
It's really good. I don't know whose coach is, but he's a good lifter. This is good technique. His grip almost looks more narrow here.
This one was almost a double. I don't know if I've ever even done it for a double ever.
I don't know. The pause and play on this screen share is kind of slow, but I'll try one more time to break this down. Let me see if I can get a better pause here.
Squat. And this one was almost a double. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever even done it for a double.
One more try.
The week before this, it was for a snatch plus overhead squat. And this one was almost a double. I don't know if I've ever even done it for a double.
Yeah, one more time, and then I'll get my feedback. One more time.
A snatch plus overhead squat. And this one was almost a double. Yeah, I don't know if
I'm going to say something right now. Sometimes overcoaching is the worst thing you can do. That was a good attempt. The only coaching I'd give on that one is just do it again and make it. I mean, honestly, there's no need to move on. I would reset, take 4 minutes, come back, smoke that double. That's there, Reed. I thought it was a good attempt. Just pull yourself through the bar faster and harder on the pull down. I mean, you get the eagle lock, you're getting in front of it, you feel that, right? By the way, that's a double ring bar, too. What kind of brand bar is that, Reed? I'd like to know, because if you're not on a good bar, that's going to hinder your turn through. And if you're thinking, oh, it spins pretty well, I don't care about the spin. I'm not a big spin guy. I care about how that bar bends. And anytime lifters pull through nicely when the weights are lower and they have trouble pulling through with the heavier weights, mean the bar is not oscillating. So be careful with those double ring bars.
I've ever even done it for a double ever. I think my best double for sure is like 185. I feel like I maybe did 200 or something at one point, 200 pounds. So like 90.
He's got a really good jerk as well. The lower back is arched, the chin's down, he's punching back, the back knee's good, the heel's up. Even though it's only an empty bar, he's leaning forward just a little too much. I'd keep more weight on the back leg. He's also tight roping a little bit, go wider like Chikashev, a little bit wider in the split. He looks good though.
2 kilos. But regardless, that's really good. And overall snatching has been going really good. On this day, kind of weirdly, I'm pretty desperate to try anything for a clean and jerk fix. The jerks specifically. Cleans have been okay. So I actually went this whole session, and this was a heavier session-ish.
I'll tell you something. It's all about workload. When you end the session, how many kilos accumulative kilos did you lift? Meaning, if he went from bar to 70, I don't like that. This is not a race. This is a huge problem I see with, do I say, intermediate athletes. I don't know this athlete, maybe. But I mean, with what he's saying with the 90 kilo snatch, it looks like he's kind of middle of the road. He's got work to do, which is fine. But if you ever train with cats like Ferris, and, Matt Bruce, and, Pat Mendez, Ian Wilson, you're going to notice one thing. They warm up like an absolute maniac. And when I say warm up, they work up the barbell. From barbell to max effort weight. So my point is that practice the sport of weightlifting with the lighter weights. Practice with the 40K. Practice the clean and jerks with the 50K. Practice the sport of weightlifting with 60K. And then put the reds on. We're practicing the sport of weightlifting. You're not a strength athlete. There's no such thing as strength in weightlifting. Right? Just like there's no such thing as fitness in CrossFit. Okay? If you're the CrossFit champion of the world, then you're the CrossFit champion of the world. It's a sport. If you're the weightlifting champion of the world, you are the weightlifting champion of the world. You're not the strongest in the world. The art of winning gold in weightlifting is practicing the sport of weightlifting.
With doing my opposite foot, so my left foot forward on the split jerk instead of my right foot. That was seemingly making it a little bit more stable on the lockout for my right arm especially. Here's like a 93 kilo, and this one was a little shaky if I remember. No, that one was good.
I love the fact he's lifting without his shirt on. I love the shirtless lifestyle. Huge shout out to that. Make sure you're chalking your chest and your throat. Even with 83K, there should be some chalk in your throat there to make sure you're being safe. Keep the bar from sliding down the chest. I love the re-rack after the clean to get set for the jerk. It's a pro move. He's got a good relationship with the bar. He's a good lifter here.
Good one. After that, so my sets were supposed to be occurring here at this
Good.
103. It's like 228.
It's a huge jump, brother.
And they were just bad.
What a freaking jump. Are you kidding? Way too big of a jump. Way too big of a jump. 83 to 100 and something? Get the work in. Get the work in. I should see sweat dripping off your body right here.
I just could not figure out the lockout.
Because you're taking too big of a jump.
Messed with my hand width, had my other foot forward, and it just was not working. So
too much weight. I said it with the barbell only, and it's carrying over with the heavier weight. There's too much weight on the front foot. Put more weight on that back leg. Put more weight on that back leg and get that chin down more and punch through the roof, baby. Reach to the moon. But it's all about that back knee there. That would be my big advice here with the soft elbows. Again, Reed, you're a phenomenal weightlifter. You're a phenomenal athlete. I love this video. I'm just giving you some advice.
I think I was supposed to do like 6 sets. I did like 3 or 4 because it was really making me pretty upset because I've been dealing with this for like a month, and it's just seemingly no matter what I do, just can't figure it out, which is really frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
You need more work at the lighter weights. That's all you need. You need volume in the lighter weights. You need to just build a better relationship with the lighter weights. When I say lighter weights, I mean like 90, 95K. Just a little bit lighter than this. Not much. And just work it. Work it. Once it feels perfect and you feel good, but it's challenging, kind of like your last warm-up in the warm-up room or even your opener, you just work it, work it, work it. Right? Complex work, time under tension. How much complex work are you doing? I mean, I'd love to see your program, but that would be my advice. You're a good athlete. These could be made.
Anyone who's done clean and jerks before for any.
See, that's the thing. He's not doing pen lay drop sets, and pen lay drop sets are so big, and we don't do them 100% of the time on Team Attitude Nation, but I'd say about 90% of the time we're always doing drop sets. Perfect example here. Ended on some misses, was a little frustrated, dropped down to 70, 80K. Get in like a few clean and jerk doubles. End on a good note. Feel it, work the technique, and then move on. Pen lay drop sets are a staple of the pen lay method. Again, workload. How many kilos are you accumulating per session? And you could be accumulating way more even in the same amount of time that your training session takes you.
Meaningful, time can attest to that. It's frustrating. So that kind of jaded me going into these front squats. The week before, 2 weeks before, I think, I tried to get to 130 for 5, and I got 3, and I missed on the fourth one. So I knew I could do 130, so that's kind of why I set my goal for the 140 number. After, I think this is here's a 130 warm up for a single, and this felt pretty heavy. So I should have used this as the gauge and just put like 10 more pounds on or something like that. But I didn't. And here's the first attempt, which I just flat out fully fail.
How much is it?
Which, obviously is frustrating, but I think I just didn't.
30 to 40 and 30 felt heavy. You're a lightweight class guy, and first of all, no belt. I don't know the reason for that. Somebody's got to inform me on that. Just never in 20 years of weightlifting have I ever trained with a top athlete that didn't wear a belt in squats or the clean and jerk. So I've never seen this before. Getting the core strong response is unnecessary because if you're going to clean and jerk with a belt, which you should, then, practice how you compete.
Brace right, I lost focus, whatever. I just failed it like immediately. So I almost ended there, but I was able to get myself to try it again. So I stripped it down to 70, power cleaned it up, and tried it again. I got one here, and it was pretty tough.
Oh, good. Hey, there we go. Hey, big time respect to Reed, though, for grinding through this 140 and coming back and making it. Freaking awesome. Love that.
Those of you who front squat know that on camera it looks better. And I almost made it through the sticking point there.
What were you going for? Was it a double? I would have racked it there, dropped down, and done like 10 singles at 130. But
So, whatever. Did a lot of disc golfing this weekend, got a lot of steps in.
Disc golf, nice.
Tried to flush it. So I went into this snatch-based session with, I'd like to think, lower expectations. I moved away from the last 2 weeks of just doubles to this is now a week of double waves, I guess. So I went like 60, 70, 80%. Or 65, 70, 80%, something like that. So for me, it was 60 kilos, like 65 kilos and 75 kilos.
Notice how he's pulling his shoulders back the whole entire pull. Meaning the knees aren't going back at all in the first pull from the floor to the knees. There's no hamstring stretch. There's no push. There's lack of push, I should say, due to the fact that the knees aren't pushing back. The hips aren't rising. What I'm looking for is max push through the platform. right? Cloak-off style. I would tell this athlete to swoop the bar back more, get the knees back out of the way, travel in front of the bar a little bit with the shoulders, creating a longer lever before activating the scoop. The longer lever in the first pull is going to give you more torque in the scoop. But it's more of a classic, just kind of pull back the whole time. You're just losing torque in the scoop. The minute that the bar gets to the knee, your hips are too low. Therefore, there's going to be less power in the scoop. I want your hips high at the end of the first pull. When the bar gets to your knees, the hips should be high, like me, cloak off, other lifters. Therefore, that when it's time to scoop, guess what? Doof, the hips drop and then the pullback goes. That's max torque.
And these went extremely well. I was feeling really fast, really snappy, really strong on my lockouts. I got through them really quick. It wasn't really that taxing or tiring for me. So after the second wave, which they all went great.
He's a little inconsistent with his technique, meaning this, and I hope Reed doesn't hate me for all this, but I'm just because I care. But there's some lifts where he just pulls too vertical right before the bar gets to the hips. He's pulling up too much. He's not allowing the oscillation of the barbell. And there's some lifts where he actually pulls back really hard. Once the bar makes contact with the hips, he continues to pull back, and there's some good thud. There's some good oscillation recoil. There's some doof. There's some doof, doof, right? Click, clack, cow, cow, like Ferris says. I like that. But there's some that are just too vertical. He's not getting that big contact in the hips. To me, it seems like he wants to lift more catapult, but maybe he's part of a team that teaches more triple extension, more high pull with the arms in the shrug. And that always causes conflict with the athlete's identity. When you naturally want to pull the bar back and make good contact, but you have a coach telling you not to, there's nothing worse than being an athlete who's insecure. I shouldn't say insecure, but maybe a little bit confused with technique identity. Technique identity is a huge issue.
I was like, I haven't, they felt good. And,
see on that when he pulled straight up.
You've heard from probably many coaches or many prominent figures online, if you feel good on a day and you feel like you can really hit something, a lot of people would say do it and go off program a little bit. So I gave myself,
good.
Like 3 attempts to try to hit something good. I was kind of aiming for like a 195.
Good.
But I ended up snatching 93 kilos or 205 pounds.
Good. In the last video we watched, you hit the 90, but then you tried it for a double and got close. So awesome work hitting the 93.
Which was my max for a long time. Like last winter up until, I started doing that peak for that competition. That was my best 84 set ever. So I jumped right to 205. Or excuse me, 93. And I got it.
Nice.
And that was really good. So I actually tried like
good
97. This is,
boy, look at
which
that
is only
bar.
5 pounds
Look at
off
that
my
bar.
best.
I'm trying not to be too much of a bar snob, but that thing ain't bending. But nice job on the 93. I love the celebration, and I love the fact that he went up for more. Massive respect. Love this whole video.
Snatch ever. And I almost got it. Just on a random Sunday, So snatching is going really well, and I can only be happy.
These athletes would hate me. I'd have them go again 5 more times to try that lift. That was right there, Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, maybe that's why athletes bounce around so much, just because maybe I'm a little too crazy and maybe other coaches are too crazy, but I'd have them go 5 more times. You ready, baby? Okay, I got to go.
Happy with that.
Let's see the squats. Fast forward. All right, awesome job, Reed.
And see how it goes. I don't
give you a B+ on these training sessions, and as an athlete, keep up the good work. Stay in touch with me. Thanks, guys, for listening. Hope you enjoyed these breakdown videos. God bless. We'll see you back. Salute.